Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with another purple yellow croc game, and I wanted to feature this game because it's against Sakazuki. RIP Sakazuki. This will probably be the last, hopefully the last Sakazuki match I ever play and ever post, so I did feel like this was a really good game too. So my opponent goes first and drops the Tashigi search and gets the brand new. So yeah, he's definitely going to be searching this game. And I think I mulliganed for this hand, and so kind of unfortunate that I don't see any ramp, but you know, we're going to do what we can here. So I go ahead, get my 2 Dawn, and I don't really have a turn play this turn, so I go ahead and pass and let Sakazuki play the game by himself. So he does tap 2. I'm pretty sure he's going to drop the brand new searcher, and he does. He is absolutely searching. He gets the Sabo, the Houndblaze, and the... oh, I can't remember what it is, but a bottom decks 2. He takes the Houndblaze, which I'm okay with. I kind of didn't want him to get the bottom decking one, just because I didn't really want to deal with that. I could counter out of this. I don't really want to, so I end up taking it, and I get Miss Double Finger, which is great. So I discard a card. I minus a Dawn. I end up trashing. I trash Arrow, and I go ahead and ramp a Dawn, get one back with Croc ability. And I'm just making sure I'm doing that right. And then it is our turn, so I go ahead and draw, and we get another 2k. So not too much I can do here, but we did get a little ramp off of that Miss Double Finger, so that's pretty helpful actually. And it is another body, so I do have that option. Which is why I don't really mind playing out the Miss Double Finger, especially if I'm, still in the early game. In the late game, I usually hold on to it for a 2k, but if I still am in the early game and need to, do some ramp and stuff, I usually will trigger her out. So I go ahead and swing 6, and they discard the Subaru, not Tashigi, the Subaru to get out of that hit. And I was kind of hoping that they would take the hit so that I could put Kikinojo out, but I go 4, 5, 6, 7 into life, and they end up taking that. And so I'm like, okay, I'll play next turn, and I keep the 1 Dawn up. Realistically, I probably should have. I'm kind of keeping the Dawn up because I want them to think that I have an event. In this tournament, it's the first time that I put in the Ragnaroks. I took out my Blast Breath and put in the Ragnaroks, so the list wasn't updated at the time. So if anybody from my locals followed the YouTube, they didn't know. So he swings 6 into Miss Double Finger, I believe, and I like having the body on board, but it's just too big to try and counter out of. So I go ahead and let her go. He still has 4 Dawn up, which concerns me. They go ahead and lead her ability, I believe, discarding the Lucci, taps 4, and plays out the Borsalino, and Borsalino, the bane of my existence. So we do draw for turn and get an Okama Way, which is lovely, honestly, love having that. And with the Kikinojo, it is super nice to have the Okama Way. And so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. And times like this is where I kind of wish that I could squeeze Hiyori into the list so I could put Kikinojo in my life. But I've got a good amount of Dawn. It's just, I'm trying to figure out how best to deal with the Borsalino. I go ahead and swing 7, and he just gives me the Borsalino, and I'm thrilled. I never get rid of Borsalinos that easy, it seems. So I go ahead and tap 4, and I drop Kikinojo. I do kind of expect Kikinojo to get taken care of. I figure, and I don't know if this is the correct way to think when playing against black decks, but I do feel like there is some point in playing out like Kikinojo and just in knowing that she's going to, hopefully having them spend all their Dawn, all their resources into bottom decking like her so that they don't have those cards for like the bigger, for like if I drop a Yamato or Croc, something like that. And so I played her out in hopes of my thought was, okay, he swings first, I just Okama away it. We call it good. He doesn't swing. Okay, I get some cards out of his hand. I get some removal out of his hand. That's okay. So my opponent is taking some time to figure out what he wants to do, which is understandable. I feel like Kikunojo is something you gotta think about. And yeah, he is trying to figure out what the plan is, and he ends up taking the double event there. I can't remember, something sword I think is what it's called, and taps I think another 4, and he's just making sure that he counted his Dawn right, and then he takes it back. He's like, wait, hold on. He goes ahead and Sakazuki abilities, and yeah, he's just making sure that he's counting his Dawn right. No big. And yeah, he was shorted on there, so he taps, I believe, 4. Yeah, and plays out the Rebecca into the Hina, which he discarded the Hina for the ability that turn. So honestly, solid play. And he bottom decks Kikunojo there, which it's exactly what I expected, honestly. And so he Hound Blazed, swung into life. I go ahead and take it, and I get another Miss Double Finger. I'm like, sweet. So I go ahead and trigger it. I think I end up discarding Amaru here. I think Amaru might have helped me later game, but I was just so, I don't know. I felt like it was not. I'm not really worried about the Rebecca blocker right now. It's a 0 cost, and we do end up getting a Katakuri out of our top decking our Katakuri. Ooh, sorry, I woke up not too long ago, so brain's still working. But because of the Miss Double Finger, we do get to 10 Dawn, which is great. I'd have to do math, and we all know math is hard, but there's, yeah, because I think I was at 4 Dawn, or 4 Dawn off, so I swing 6 into Hina, and I'm counting my Dawn, trying to decide what I want to do, if it's worth. Do I want to play Yamato down to get the removal? I feel like Yamato is good for, what is it? When I can get the benefit of the heal as well. I think I'm thinking about Katakuriing this turn. And if I remember correctly, I think I Katakuri Miss Double Finger into my life, which I'm actually pretty okay with that play. So I swing 6 at lead just to see what he does. He ends up giving me the Rebecca blocker, which is great. I go ahead and tap 8. I'm trying to decide if I want to, but I really don't have much else. So I end up playing Katakuri, and I'm kind of looking through my hand, trying to figure out what's the best to do. I don't really want to give him more life, so I just put Miss Double Finger on my life. I figure it's a good way to get another 2k in my hand. So that's why I did that. And yeah, so it is my opponent's turn. He is at 9 Dawn. I know there is a turn where he doesn't take his last Dawn on accident. He just forgets. He still plays the turn well, but he goes ahead, Sakazuki ability, cycles out the Rebecca, and I'm kind of expecting, like, I'm trying to think about what I want to do in case of the Gecko play. Granted, I did swing into, what's her name, Hina, and put that in trash for him, so I don't know if that was 100% the play. Maybe just going for life would have been the best option, now that I'm, like, thinking about it somewhat clearly. I find it really difficult to play against black decks excuse me, especially like Gecko Moira, because I don't want them to get their thing. I don't want them to get things in the trash, but I also don't want them to hit me in the face with said things, like their Absalon. I don't want Absalon in their trash, but, you know, and so I always struggle with deciding, like, do I clear board so they don't hit me? Do I give them the option to put it in trash? Granted, seeing how much Dawn my opponent's at, I feel like I should have maybe just swung into face. So my opponent plays Marine Ford, minuses the Katakuri by 2 cost, and I see him pick up all of the rest of his Dawn, and I'm like, oh no. But he ends up dropping forward for Rebecca. He's seeing a lot of Rebeccas, plays the Hina out, which that makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't have swung into Hina. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have, but I don't know. Like I didn't feel like. No, he doesn't have a ton in the hand. I think I did a pretty poor job of looking at how much my opponent had in hand. So that's something I probably should have considered. And my opponent goes ahead, and he thought about swinging 7. He swings 5, and I'm trying to decide if I want to take that. There's not. I don't know if there's much else you can do, but I do take it just to get the 2K in my hand. I feel like that was a pretty good, like, Katakuri play. And he ends up playing brand new. It is unfortunate to see the Katakuri bottom decked so quickly, but I'm okay with that. So we end up getting the Miss Valentine. And I'm thinking, okay, I can drop 2. I can search for Croc, hopefully find Croc, and then drop Croc. I'm thinking what I want to do here, and I was trying to decide, like, do I want to swing more? And no, I think I need to find Croc, but we unfortunately don't have a lot of luck this game. Oh, last card, we find Croc. This tournament, Croc did not want to come say hi. He did not want to hang out. He absolutely did not want to be here. So I go ahead, I tap 8, and I play Croc, because that's 100% what we need to do. I minus the 2 Dawn, and I gain a life. So feeling solid about that turn. Really, really happy that we found a Croc. And I just go swing 5 into life, seeing if he's going to give me. I know he has a 2K Virgo, but he gives me the Rebecca, and I'm so okay with that. But I feel like discarding the Amaru was not the greatest play. I only run 2 in my deck, and all of Sakazuki's. Well, I think Sakazuki runs Sabo. There's a majority of Sakazuki's blockers that are 4. So he drops the Ice Age on Croc, and we're doing math, so, you know, we were laughing about that. And I think this is the turn where he doesn't grab his last Dawn. I think he just knew how he wanted to get rid of Croc and didn't need the Dawn. He ends up playing Gecko, which is a little scary, not gonna lie. I definitely struggle against the Gecko play. And see, another thing about Amaru that I always forget is it doesn't have to be a blocker. I guess I could have, you know, tapped like the Lucci and swung into Lucci, for instance, but I always think the blockers. But he ends up bottom decking or trashing Croc, which is unfortunate. We don't get to use Croc ability, but at least we got the life gain. I'm okay with that. I feel like in this game, that's kind of all we can do. And I've had that Yamato in my hand since the beginning of the game. He's doing a good job of not really letting me get maximum value out of that. So that's unfortunate for me, but, you know, good for, he's doing great. Love that for him. Yeah, there was another purple yellow Croc player like 2 chairs down, so we were We were all joking about purple yellow Croc and how great of a deck it is, honestly. But yeah, my opponent's trying to figure out what he wants to do, and I'm also trying to figure out what is my best option. Oh, he's doing the Subaru search, and he gets another Houndblaze, which is a little scary. He swings 5 with Hina. I go ahead and take, and I get Miss Valentine, that's her name. I get the Dawn back active with Croc, and I go ahead and search for something. Baroque works, and I hate this search. This late in the game, the search is bad. There's no 2Ks, and I don't need Miss Wednesday at this point. I think I end up taking Miss Wednesday because I'm thinking, okay, like, it's a blocker. It'll probably get bottom decked really easily, but at least it's a blocker. Yeah, I think about taking Miss Valentine to maybe do another Miss Valentine search for Croc, and I'm looking through his trash to see what he has, just to kind of see if he has another Lucci or, you know, something that can help him easily pop Miss Wednesday here. And so I end up taking Miss Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, I could, you know, at the very least, it's a blocker. It'll probably get popped, but that's resources somewhere else. And then he swings 5, and I'm like, I don't want to give him a 2K for that. I don't want to really take that. So I go ahead and give him this Wednesday. Maybe I should have taken it, because then I could have gotten some value off the Yamato play. Yeah, I think I should have taken it, and then been able to pop the Lucci with Yamato next turn and heal. I think that probably would have been a better play. And I think he dropped another Tashigi, I think, while I was thinking. But he passes turn. We top deck another 2K. I'm like, where are my Crocs? I run 4 Crocs, so only seeing one is pretty rough. And that's kind of how the games went this night. It was just, I was constantly asking, where's Croc? Where did he go? And my opponent's board is looking very scary at this point. Yeah, I definitely feel like I should have taken that 5K hit and not counted out with Miss Wednesday, and then I could have popped Lucci and healed. Yeah. And one of the things I notice I do is I think about my Yamato plays, and I don't, like, I'll be like, okay, like, he's gonna swing, I'm gonna get down to 1, but we'll still have 5 life, and so I think that I just need to work on my math. That's honestly what's killing me in this game, is my math, and, like, not thinking things clearly. I think I do play a little fast. So yeah, see, I popped the Lucci there, and I feel like it might have been more beneficial to take that last hit instead of countering out with Miss Wednesday, and then yeah, taking that last hit instead of countering out with Miss Wednesday, and yeah, getting a life back while popping Lucci. And I finally go, wait, do you have all your Dawn? And I thought maybe he had like an extra sleeve, and then I decided to count his Dawn, and we kind of laughed about that. Man only needs 9 Dawn to smack me around. That's fine. So yeah, we're just kind of talking about that. I super love playing against my opponent. He's such a nice guy. He's so good at this game. He's probably one of the top guys in the area, if I'm not mistaken. And he's so nice. Like, I'll probably leave in the footage of us talking about the game afterwards. He's always, like, just super friendly. And honestly, like, I love that. I love that my community is so friendly and so kind and willing to. The people who are better players, they are always willing to sit and help and talk to me about how I could have played better, what plays they think, where I went wrong, what plays they think I could have done better, things like that. And honestly, it's great. So my opponent drops a Hina, and then he drops a Helmeppo. He says, no, this Yamato is getting out of here, which is understandable. I think he Houndblazes on the Hina, and puts Yamato to the bottom, and then swings the a lot at at my face, and I decide to Okama away it. I tap 1, play it out, minus the Dawn, send it into Miss Valentine, and then get the Dawn back because of Croc ability. And he swings 8, I think. He's thinking about swinging 8 here, which definitely would have hurt. I'm thinking that we can, depending on what he does, we can live. He swings the 5, I believe, here, and I take it. I feel like I should have countered out there, but we get a Yamato out of life, and I'm like, okay, that's not the worst thing. He swings 6, we counter out with Mr. 13 and Miss Friday. I go ahead and take the Gecko hit, and I get Katakuri, and I'm thinking, okay, like, I have a really tough decision to make. Do I want to play Katakuri? Do I want to play Yamato? At this point, I'm thinking, okay, I can't clear his board. I think I just lose regardless of what I play, but I have a decent amount of 2Ks, so I'm trying to decide if I want to drop Yamato and pop, brand new, or yeah, probably brand new. I think Helmeppa's only a 2. Or if I want to Katakuri his Gecko into life and hopefully be able to survive another turn. I'm not 100% sure. I think I end up going with the Katakuri play, but I think the Yamato play might have been better. I did talk with my opponent after the game about it, and I told him, like, I got Yamato and Katakuri out of life, and you guys can tell I'm really thinking about this. I'm trying to think about what is best. I know I can't live another Gecko hit. It might have been worth, I don't know, I could have also Katakuri'd my Searcher into life and searched for a 2K. That is something that my opponent did mention, and so I decide, my thought here is I'm going to clear his board. And then we Katakuri his Gecko into his life, the bottom of his life, and hope for the best, and pass turn. I'm hoping that there's kind of like, I'm hoping he feels like he has to get rid of the Katakuri a bit, and so I'm hoping he's gonna expend a lot of Dawn to get rid of that, but he just stacks it. And I'm like, I think you got it. I think I am. He goes 15. I think I'm a little bit short because I have so many 2Ks. But I think I get to 13 if I did the math right. But yeah, so that is the game, and as we talk about the game, I'm gonna wrap up the video. I super love playing against my opponent here. He's such a great guy and so helpful. Honestly, you can see we're like going over the game and going over the steps of the game again, just to see what I could have done better. I do see a couple things I did wrong, I feel like, or I could have done better. I feel like when I dropped the first Yamato, I would have gotten more value off of, oh, there's a Croc. I would have gotten more value out of taking that life. I think that life was a Yamato. So when I dropped the first Yamato, the turn prior, instead of countering out with Miss Wednesday, taking that life, getting another Yamato, I think that could have helped me kind of stay, like, help clear his board and stay, like, regenning life. I think. I don't know. I'm definitely interested in what you guys think, and how you guys think, how you guys think I did, how you guys think I could have played better. And honestly, it's really funny. I've always hated playing against Sakazuki, but there is part of me that is a little sad to see him go. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.